In today's lesson, we are going to look at solving quadratics by factoring. So starting out with the zero product property, which is basically if you're multiplying two things together, and if the answer is 0, then that means that either A is 0 or B is 0. But we're going to look at it in quadratics. So a quadratic in factored form, if you have 2x plus 1 times x minus 5 equal to 0, either this binomial 2x plus 1 equals 0 or this binomial x minus 5 equals 0. And then you would just solve each of these. This is easy. You just add 5 to the other side. So x equals 5 will get you a 0. And then here we'd have to subtract 1 and then divide by 2. So x is negative 1/2 would also get you a 0. So you're solving for x, solving quadratics that are in factored form. All right, so here's our first example. X squared minus 6x equals 27. To do the zero product property, it has to be equal to 0. So we're going to subtract 27 over. So x squared minus 6x minus 27 equals 0. And now we're going to look to factor this quadratic. All right, so I know I've got x and x. Factors of negative 27 that add up to negative 3 are going to be minus 9 and plus 3. So then if we break those up, x minus 9 equals 0, x plus 3 equals 0. So my solutions are x equals 9 and x equals negative 3. When you're done, go back up to the original and check your answers. Plug in for x. So is 9 squared minus 6 times 9, does that equal 27? Is 81 minus 54, does that equal 27? Yes, it does. And then plug in negative 3. So negative 3 squared minus 6 times negative 3, does that equal 27? Is 9, let's see, plus 18, does that equal 27? Yes, so you can always check your answers. Okay, solve by factoring. It needs to be set equal to 0. This one already is, so that's nice. All right, we need to factor this. Well, that's the difference of two squares. So if you remember, this will go down to 2x and 2x. This, you square root, you get 13. 1 is positive, 1 is minus. So break them apart. 2x plus 13 equals 0. 2x minus 13 equals 0. Solve them. So this one, 2x equals negative 13. So x equals negative 13 halves. And then 2x equals add 13 to the other side, divide by 2. There you go. Okay, last example. 3x squared minus 16x minus 7 equals 5. It needs to be equal to 0. So if I subtract 5, I'll have 3x squared minus 16x. Negative 7 take away 5 is negative 12. Okay, so now I need to factor. All right, so factors of 3 would be, so I've got 3x and 1x. Okay, factors of negative 12, negative 1 times 12, negative 2 times 6, negative 3 times 4, 1 times negative 12, 2 times negative 6, 3 times negative 4. Okay, if I plug in plus 2 minus 6, let's check that. Negative 18 plus 2 gives me the negative 16. So either 3x plus 2 equals 0 or x minus 6 equals 0. So this one will just x equals positive 6, 3x equals negative 2, and then divide, x equals negative 2/3. So there is your full video on solving quadratics by factoring. Good luck.